a lot of drones. He's got a lot of drones mining now, and he's tech 2 lurkers as well. I mean, he's had that lair going for a long time, but he's also gotten his third base. It looks like he's getting an extra hatchery in his base as well. So probably going to see him start to mass up out of this, out of these 3 bases. I imagine he'll probably and then when he may get a fourth as well. But he's probably going to go for a little bit of a contain. It looks like with these few lurkers, and try and contain him in his base. Maybe expand one more time and then start massing up troops here. A few zealots getting out of his base. I don't know if Julyzerg saw. Well, I'm sure he saw it, but he didn't seem to be reacting to it. He doesn't really care at this point. A lot of times when you're contained, it's important to get forces out of your base so that they can then come back in later on. And, oh, Jaehoon, very nicely done. Hold positioning his zealots in the lurker fire while they were just getting hit there, and a cannon coming in and attacking the lurker, but not before they do a serious amount of damage, taking out 3.5 zealots with relative ease. And it's a kind of ironic that those Zerglings, I think Julyzerg sent those Zerglings in to occupy the zealots, but then the Zerglings attacked the cannons, and the zealots chased the cannons, and one of the zealots actually escaped simply by virtue of the fact that it was running after those Zerglings. So, but it's nonetheless a decent attack by Julyzerg. Now, Jaehoon has 4. He has these 4 Corsairs out. It looks like I thought he was just going to power down that Overlord, but he is being at the very least annoying with these Corsairs now, flying around. He's going to pair it up with a 5th, probably a 6th as well. The fact that he has that robotics facility means he's probably going to go for some kind of a Sarah Reaver build, and you want to build up as many, Corsairs as you can. Well, not as many as you can, but you want to build up a decent force of Corsairs. You probably want, 6, at least 6, maybe 7 or 8, and in the later game you want more, depending on what your opponent does in response. So he's going to be pumping out at least a couple more Corsairs. He's got the Reaver out. Probably going to see. We may see a second Reaver actually before Shuttle. Oftentimes in this kind of a build, Protoss are fine just sitting in their base and chilling and waiting for waiting while they get a decent force massed up. And Jaehoon just still continuing to try and be annoying with those Corsairs. But yeah, so he may just go off of one base, and in that case we'd see him put down, get a second Reaver out. And never mind, well, okay, while I was discussing it, he did get the shuttle out, so he can get the mobility with that Reaver. I'm not sure if he's going to want to try and push out and maybe do some harassment with that Reaver with his Corsairs, or yeah, there's the 4th base that I thought Julyzerg was take, and he's probably just going to start massing up and attacking at this point. And of course, throughout the course of the game, as the game gets longer, he'll Scourges, flight of Scourges coming in. Looks like a few hit. 1 Corsair gets taken out. 2 Corsairs get taken out, and that is critical. Oh no! What are you doing? The shuttle flies over the Hydralisks. The shuttle flies over the Hydralisks. Oh, he had a couple of zealots in there. So that worked out enough. I think that shuttle is probably going to get saved. He's going to be able to fly over a ridge or something like that. A shuttle speed upgrades just in time, actually, able to let that shuttle escape. And he's going to try and take a pot shot with the Scarab as well. But that was close. He almost lost that shuttle there. That was careless of him. Just running the shuttle. He ran the Corsairs away, but he didn't run the shuttle away. It was running right on top of the Hydralisks. And Julyzerg, actually, I don't think was quite on top of that as much as he could have been, or I think that shuttle would have gone down. Well, Julyzerg was mostly on top of it, actually, but it doesn't look like he had the Hydralisk range upgraded yet. And so that may have stopped him from killing those guys off, too. Whoa, a ton of Scourges coming in here. Julyzerg just absolutely rabid when he's intent on taking the air. He takes the air. And we saw him do this against Best in their final game in the OSL finals, too, actually. Where, run, Hydralisks, run. Oh, they get away. Looks like they might have taken some damage, but oh my, Scourge is coming in from everywhere, taking out another Corsair or 2, it looked like, but Jaehoon is still building up his Corsair count, and at this rate he is going to have critical mass of Corsairs, despite Julyzerg's best efforts. He just needs a couple more Corsairs, and it'll be, well, if Julyzerg is able to do something like he just did, come in from different angles, he's still going to be able to sneak some Scourges in, but and that is something that Julyzerg, I think, does that not many other Zergs even try to do, is surrounding with Scourges, coming in from different angles, just so lead. And it makes, it's, it's not difficult to think of, but it's for some reason a lot of Zergs don't bother to do it. They probably don't have the 8 PM maybe, the high APM that Julyzerg does to try and pull stuff like that off. Um, APM, for those of you, I know a lot of you probably already know this if you've been watching my videos, but nonetheless, I like to go back and point things out. APM is actions per minute, and it represents how many commands that the player issues to StarCraft per minute, and that it's generally a gauge of how fast of a player they are. It can be, in the grand scheme of things, it can be also an indicator of how good of a player is, but in terms of at lower levels, I guess, a person with 100 APM is obviously not going to be as good of a player as someone with 400 APM, just because it represents practice, if nothing else, and the ability to execute things, that sort of thing. So, unless, of course, the 400 APM person is just spamming, which means just hitting stuff randomly for no reason. You could set two units to hotkeys 1 and 2, and then just hit 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2, and you could probably get 500 APM pretty easily doing that. But that doesn't mean you're any good. Anyway, point being, Julyzerg has a very high APM. He's able to execute maneuvers that a lot of players would not be able to, because when you have that high, he's got his Hydralisk bunched up. He's taking a lot of damage from these Scarabs here. I'm not sure why he's engaging there. Oh, that is why, because he was sniping the Nexus. I didn't even realize he was focus firing on the Nexus. Beautiful work by Julyzerg. He sacrificed a lot of Hydralisks in this attack, but he did manage to basically keep Jaehoon down to 2 bases. He was just getting that 3rd base up and running, and now it's not going to happen anymore. Wow, very nice move by Julyzerg. But basically, you need a certain actions per minute in the first place to keep your macro going, keep your units going to the correct places, keep making drones or probes or whatever you're deciding to make. He's getting the NBC players, coaches, getting very excited there, seeing that the Dark Templar was actually able to sneak in and do some damage there, but that Dark Templar actually didn't last as long as it could have, running into an Overlord's range there. And a little bit of a drop going in here for Julyzerg. Julyzerg really taking complete command of this game, just really, really owning things here. And every aspect of the game, he's just controlling the action here. And I wonder if Jaehoon even has observers. I haven't seen an observer for him, actually. If he does not have observers, this could be really bad for him. And Hydralisk coming in. They might be able to snipe off. They snipe off one of the Reavers. Oh, beautiful Scarab takes out half the Hydralisks. And it looks like the Zealots are going to be able to take those Hydralisks out before they... okay, never mind. There is an observer in the area. So those Lurkers are going to get taken down pretty easily. But not before they stop a lot of mining time here. So basically,